Hi everybody, we are officially back. It took me a while to kind of get situated again, so that's why I didn't film last week. But I went to the Super Bowl and it was incredible. It was definitely one of the things that I honestly, just one of those things that in the back of my mind, I'm like, I probably will never do just because, the tickets are crazy expensive. I don't know. I think I kind of set like something in the back of my mind that was like, yeah, that'd be nice, but dot dot dot, right? So yeah. And I'm obviously a Seahawks fan. And so the last Super Bowl that we won was with Denver, and that was like 2013, right? So it was way back. I was, not in a position financially where I could even make that happen, where I could honestly go to the Super Bowl. So I actually was considering going to the parade, but I did have some work obligations that I couldn't get out of either, so that's why I didn't end up going. But this year, and what's interesting about this season in general is that nobody expected the Seahawks to be in the Super Bowl, right? Everybody was saying it's probably going to be the Chiefs again, or the Eagles will be right up there again. So there was I think we were like plus 600 or something for the Seahawks making the Super Bowl. And then the Patriots were like the same, right? So it was kind of a little bit odd in regards to the matchup. But yeah, just wild. And I honestly would never have anticipated. But this year, again, if you remember what my word was, right, for the year, it is joy. So this experience was definitely something that falls in line with that, right? So I had just come back from Bali. I had actually seen them win the national championship, or the NFC championship, right, with the Rams when I was in Bali. So I knew that they were going to be going to the Super Bowl, but that got my wheels spinning. And I'm thinking, like, okay, why not? Like, why the hell not? Would I not go to the Super Bowl? For one, it's my team. It is a team that I've loved since, I think, like early 2000s was when I became a Seahawks fan. But, a diehard fan. So obviously this would be something that I would really, really love to do and really love to experience. So yeah, so I just kind of thought, okay, like, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen now. And I honestly and I think this is just, again, the universe sets you up for different things, which I truly believe. But I spent all last year saving money. And there was honestly just not, and I've never honestly been the best at saving money. I feel like I am one of those people that will, kind of take trips, pop it on a credit card, get the points, and then pay it off, right? So not the best way to do things at all. I always feel like now, and I'm a lot more financially savvy now that I'm older, but yeah, so I spent the majority of last year saving money. Again, not necessarily for any specific goal. It's not like I'm looking to buy a house. I already have my house, so nothing like that, right? So I had money, right? So I had an honest conversation with my boyfriend, and we're thinking, okay, like, are we gonna do this? So the way that it happened was we kind of thought out, okay, so what if we just go to the city where the Super Bowl is gonna be, right? So in this case, it was gonna be in Santa Clara. So I said, let's go to Santa Clara, and then whether or not we actually go to the game itself, that can depend, right? So that was kind of how we set it up. We said, we'll just go to the city, get the tickets, we'll get an Airbnb or whatever. And that's what I was really worried about, because I was just assuming that lodging was crazy. Because if you're looking at the hotels for like the Super Bowl weekend or Super Bowl week, it's pretty wild. Like, there was some that I was seeing that were in the thousands per night, some were like 800, and these are like a Hampton, right? So it's not like you're staying at the Ritz. So they're pretty expensive. So, but I generally will look at Airbnbs in this case, and since it was just going to be my boyfriend and I, like, we didn't need a 2-bedroom place. We didn't need, like, we literally just needed a studio and a bathroom, right? Something. And it could have even been like a room in somebody's house. I didn't care about that. So I actually found one, so we had to get 2 different places because we ended up flying into San Francisco and then driving to Santa Clara. So we did get a place in San Francisco for that first night, because the Super Bowl experience, which is like this, it's a really fun just event that they do at the Super Bowl city, but to where you can, go and just relive the experience of, the championships, and you see your team. So even if your team isn't in the Super Bowl, you can, take pictures, and it's just a lot of fun. And you're with a lot of other football fans, so I really like that. So that was in San Francisco as well. So we figured, let's stay the night in San Francisco, and then the next day we could head out to Santa Clara, which was where the actual stadium and the game is. So we did that. I think the first Airbnb I found for, it was like $150. It was super cheap. And it was just that scenario, right? It's like somebody had a house and then they had like one kind of area set up to where it had a room and a bathroom. It wasn't super nice. I mean, I didn't care about that, but it even had a little kitchen, which I thought was nice. And they had, you know, water and bananas in there, which I thought was cool. But yeah, I never would have thought I would have gotten that cheap of a price, right? And especially Super Bowl weekend. So that was $150. And then the next 2 nights, which we stayed in Santa Clara, we got another little Airbnb. And again, that was very similar. So somebody had a house, they had one room and one bathroom over here. And it turns out they actually had a whole other side, which I wasn't aware of until later, where they had more. So I'm like, man, how big is this house? But that was only probably like $250, I feel like. So for all the lodging for this whole weekend in the Super Bowl city was like $300 or $400, probably like $450. So that was a steal. I think the rental car was like $250 as well. We just rented a car out of SFO, which is San Francisco Airport. And then the flights were probably, because we left from Phoenix to SFO, so those were like $350 a piece, so it wasn't too bad. If you would have flown directly to Santa Clara, that would have been like over $1,000. The tickets were like $700 a piece, which was wild. So I'm thinking like, whatever, like we'll spend some time in San Francisco, and it worked out really well because again, we were able to do the Super Bowl experience also. So yeah, I'm still coming down from the high that is that weekend because it was incredible. And again, I didn't want to film right away because for me, again, I have to give myself grace and give myself, because there's a lot of times, especially with this channel and what I'm trying to do, where I say like I should be doing this and I should be doing that, but I have to be honest. And I think for people watching me and watching this channel, I want to prove the authenticity. I want to show you what I'm feeling, and that's part of it, right? To where I know that I should be uploading something every week, but in some cases life gets in the way. I have to take care of myself, and that's a big part of what this channel is, right? Like I'm healing myself. There's an airplane. I'm healing myself, and I'm trying to be better about not setting these wild expectations, being authentically me, and in some cases that means taking care of myself, not filming, just decompressing. And honestly, I had a big work deadline this week, so a lot of my time was focused on that over the last week and a half. But yeah, I was giving myself the time to really just soak it in and really enjoy it. So that was the Airbnb situation. We got the car, we got the flights, right? So we got there. Saturday was again the Super Bowl experience, which was a lot of fun. I ended up buying a shirt that had the Super Bowl and the Seahawks on it, and then there was like a Super Bowl bag. I should have brought it to show you, but that was the thing I wanted because it said Super Bowl 60. So I just want like all these, and I'm not like a person that collects things to kind of bring back memories, but in this case, that was one of the ones that I'm like, you know what, I want the bag, I want, this. So that was really cool. So at this point in time, we did not have Super Bowl tickets, right? We did not have tickets. We're just thinking we're just going to hang out in the city. And the day of, so right, Sunday morning before the Super Bowl was the day that we were going to start looking at the tickets. So we did the Super Bowl experience Saturday. Sunday we wake up and then I am like frazzled. I'm in this like super nervous energy because I'm thinking like, okay, for one, I don't know if we're gonna get tickets. We might just end up watching it on TV. I am getting nervous because obviously my team is in the Super Bowl, and I feel like all the emotions kind of caught up to me. I ordered some DoorDash. We got like Starbucks via Postmates or DoorDash. And I couldn't even drink my coffee. For one, I ordered it with oat milk and it was actually really bad, but I could not, my energy levels were just wild. And I ordered a sandwich. Thankfully, I was able to get that down because I'm like, I need something in my stomach. So we kind of waited. I got ready, because I was putting it into the universe. I'm like, we're gonna go. We're gonna end up going. And I had a hard, set limit of what I was willing to spend on these tickets. And I was thinking, okay, if it gets, and they were actually coming down because I was watching them, right, every day. I'd kind of take a look and see where the tickets were. But yeah, they were going down gradually, which I'm like, okay, this is good. So then on Sunday, I'm like, they're definitely going to be going down because whoever's reselling these tickets, right, they want to make their money back and they're going to get a profit either way because the face value is a lot less. So watching. Again, I'm in my full Seahawks gear. So I had my lucky jersey on, and I haven't washed this jersey. I've washed it now, but I hadn't washed this jersey in about, I think 10 weeks. And it was a little smelly. I'll be honest. There was some definite funk coming from the jersey. But I couldn't wash it because that was like, I'm superstitious and all of that. So I have washed it now. So this is a clean version of the jersey. But I had this on. I had my Seahawks tights. I had this like 3D printed, Seahawks chain thing that I was wearing. I had my clear bag. I had my 12th man flag. They took it away from me, and I was so mad because when I got in the stadium, they were like, no flags. But then everybody had flags, so I was really confused. But yes, so anyway, so the day of, Sunday, I started looking, and I had my full gear on, and we were looking at the tickets and refreshing, and we saw some, and Super Bowl tickets are expensive. You know that, right? So we saw some that were lower level, kind of right by the end zone, but it didn't tell you which end zone was which I thought was really interesting. So there was some that we were looking at that were row 3 on the end zone, but it was the opposite side of, or it was one side, right? So row 3, but lower level, and they were cheaper than what I expected, right? I expected anything in the lower level to be like $8,000, $10,000, but these ones were actually like $4,100. So they were actually pretty. I mean, I don't want to say the word affordable because that's not really affordable, but I think in the scheme of things, right, when you're thinking about lower level, because we were looking at the top, just the nosebleeds, like the cheapest ones, and they were probably like $3,600. But they were way up there, right? So you're thinking, okay, maybe there's like, but then those were pretty much gone. So I refreshed and I'm like, maybe those, and then they were gone. So then started looking again to see, okay, what else is out there? And then we found these other ones, which were like row 16, but they were on the opposite side of the end zone that the row 3 tickets were, and those were the same price. They were $4,100. So I'm thinking, okay, my hard cap was like $3,500, right? And I'm like, that's the max that I'm willing to go, because again, this is my team. And that was really hard. Like, I'll be honest. And this is a moment that I had to stop and say, okay, like, this isn't potentially a once in a lifetime experience. This is your favorite team. The word of the year is joy, and you know this is going to bring you joy. So I had to have this inner dialogue, because you look at that price tag and you're like, holy shit, right? Like, that is a lot of money. And again, I had spent the whole year before saving, and I'm thinking like, man, this is going to take me. And then of course I did all the math, and it was like that meme with the lady calculating and trying to figure out how long is it going to take me to save that back. But you know what? Eventually I just said, shut the F up, and you deserve this. You deserve this. This is your damn team. You did not expect this year. This is out of nowhere. You saved money. You work hard. Let's fucking go. Right? So then, yes, then I bought the tickets, boom, got the tickets sent to us, and it was that one. And then what's wild is so we get ready, we're waiting for the lift to get to the stadium, and oh, that was crazy. Like, I think just that was probably the only thing that tainted it a little bit, was like the traffic going there and then coming out. I'll tell you about that a little bit later, but it was nuts. So yeah, so we were on their way there. You could see, like, driving past the stadium, you saw the 12th man flag. Somebody had bought a plane to fly a 12th man flag, which was amazing, because you're seeing Levi's Stadium, which is our arch nemesis, right? The 49ers stadium. And then you see a 12th man flag. So that was awesome. I had pictures of that and videos of that as well. But we get to the stadium, and you have to walk far away from where the lift drops you off. We went into the stadium, and it was just amazing, just the tailgating and everybody kind of hanging out outside, and the energy was so good. So many Seahawks fans. I honestly thought, like, okay, this is going to be like a home game. Just tons and tons of Seahawks fans. It was probably like 75-25, at least from my perspective. And so we walk around, we kind of do all the things and take some pictures, and then we get into the stadium. And that side that we were on is the Seahawks one, right? It's the Seahawks in the end zone. The guys are warming up right there, so I can easily see my favorite players warming up. And then it just, and that's going to be something I'll never forget. Like, I remember sitting in my chair before the game had even started. I think we went and got some tater tots and some chicken nuggets and some lemonade, because we're like, okay. And I was thinking, like, I paid for this seat. I am not going to be leaving the seat. So I made sure, I was literally sipping my lemonade through the whole game, because I'm like, I don't want to have to go pee. I want to be here. I don't want to miss anything. So, and then, yeah, just everything started, and it's like the national anthem. And I am somebody that's always seen the Super Bowl on TV, right? That's just kind of like standard, right? Always. Like, maybe we'll have a party, but it's always just on TV. So just the feeling of being there for all of it. And you see, we were seeing Jay-Z and celebrities walking past. I was able to see my players warming up, which I see at the games. I've gone to other games, so I see that. But Super Bowl, right? You can tell that they're excited. You can see that. And then all the things, right? The fireworks and, all of the national anthem. And then you get the Just America the Beautiful, and we had some really cool thing where we had flags so we could wave so that on the broadcast it could look a certain way, and it was just incredible. And I told myself even before the game started, I said this was so worth it, because this is an experience that I don't know if I'd ever do it again, honestly, because I'm like, man, that was just awesome. And then for me, being there for the game and screaming my head off, I didn't have a voice for a little while, so probably good that I didn't film right after I got back, but just amazing. And then Bad Bunny, so they gave us these, which I have cousins that are like, give it to me, I want it. I'm like, I don't know, it's my souvenir, but it says Super Bowl 60 on it. It has Bad Bunny, and then this is just it's like a little football, but it lights up, so depending on the song that was on, it just kind of makes it so the crowd. So this is a souvenir for me, right? I love that I got that, but that halftime show was amazing. Super cool to be there, and just being through the game, and at the end, I found myself getting emotional because I'm like, I'm here. I allowed myself to do this for myself, right? It's not like anybody was like, hey, here's a ticket. I told myself that yes, we're gonna do this because it's something that you really, really want, and this is a memory that you're gonna have forever. So why the hell not, right? Like money, you can make money back, but you can't get these memories back. And the NFL is tough, right? And so obviously I'm hoping that we repeat next year because we're in the Rams stadium, and that would be really cool. But it's hard, it's difficult. There's always any given Sunday, right? So it was amazing. We were watching, and then finally the trophy ceremony. I have confetti. Confetti was falling, and that was one of the things that I was thinking. I'm like, okay, if I'm way on the top, I'm not gonna get any of the confetti, right? And that was. So I did get some confetti, and I'm actually going to make a shadow box and put some stuff in there, but it was just so cool. It was so cool. And just being there for the trophy presentation, and it was on our side of the field, which was cool. So, where the Seahawks were, Jody Allen and, John Schneider and our owner and our coaches. And it was just a really special moment, and I will never forget it. And being there with my boyfriend and, him seeing the joy that I had was really special. And, it's not going to be something that I'm ever going to forget. And it's going to be a memory that I'm going to hold really close to my heart because, again, I allowed myself that moment. I could have easily have said, no, it's too expensive. Let's watch it at home and whatever, right? But that's, again, something I will never forget. So I got the confetti. I have it in my purse. So then we stayed there for a while, and then all the players had already come off the field. And then, we decided to go back, and unfortunately the lift situation was crazy. You had to go into this area and then wait. It was probably an hour and a half to wait for an Uber because there's so many cars and it's just chaos. So there should be a better way to do that. But I think even with that, I was still on such a high and so happy that it was whatever. And, they're doing the Seahawks chants walking out of the stadium. They had the drummers and everything. So it was just, again, a moment I'll never forget. It was fantastic. I just loved it so much. But I think there's the story in that is that if it's something that's that important to you that you really are excited about, take the time to do it. I know for me, I talk myself out of things all the time, but you're worth it and you're valuable, and these memories are going to be things that are going to stay with you. So, do more of that. And I think that's, again, joy in this 2026 year is where I want to go. That's what I want to manifest, and that's what I want to be about. And I've already started off the year with, Bali, which was incredible. And then now I had this Super Bowl experience. And then, I was asked to be maid of honor for one of my best friend's weddings. So I'm like, this year is it's going to be great. And I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to show you some footage. I'm going to actually link it or post it right here so that you can watch it, and then I'll come back and wrap up. But it was a blast. And again, I encourage, if there's anything that you want to do that you're holding yourself back from, just do it, because honestly there's so much more regret that I think you're gonna have if you don't do something like that versus the things that you do that you're like, I could have saved money, or I could have done this or whatever. Just do the damn thing.
Okay, we are here in the Super Bowl experience. So many Seahawks fans, of course, so many Niners fans. Taking up this 12-man flag flying over Levi's. Let's go. Hey guys, we're here in the Super Bowl.
So hopefully you enjoyed those clips. It was a blast just rewatching those and kind of reliving it. So again, something I'll never forget. I am so excited that, again, we're doing this, we're doing the things that we love, and hopefully you're seeing that and you're getting motivated and getting inspired to do some of the things that you want to do as well. So I see you. You deserve all the great things, all the good things, all the great things, all the joyous things, right? So we'll meet again next week. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week and into the weekend.